Hallelujah to Celestial Church of Christ Worldwide. Celestial Reality Check is still live at Kano State, that's Kano Region Youth Conference 2025th edition. It's nice meeting you, sir.
It's nice meeting you. My name is Oshame Solomon.
From which state?
From Kogi State, but I'm the youth coordinator of Jigawa State.
Jigawa State. All the way from Jigawa to Kano here.
Yes, all from Jigawa State down to Kano here for this three days retreat, because Jigawa State is still under Kano region.
Wow, fantastic. So how do you see this program this year?
In fact, the program this year, because last year I was opportunity to be here last year too, but last time when I was here last year I was not the youth coordinator then, because it was last year July that I was elected as a coordinator. But this year is a special one because there's some new developments, and every bit of the program is educating both spiritually and even mental wise, and also to acquire some other values that will add positive impact to the life of every individual, and as well to develop us in the secular world as well. Not only spiritual, but also the secular world, and how to live and how to achieve our purpose here on earth.
All right, we ask you to be here next year, or let me say, okay, but next year we'll be here.
Well, if it is the will of God, if the will of God is that for me to still be in Jigawa State,
okay,
I will likely, possibly, by His grace, still be here.
Okay, let me ask.
Actually,
as a Celestian, how do you cope as a Celestian there?
Well, you know, as Celestial in the north is not as same as at the southerners. Those are the south, because majority of the northerners are of Muslim, and since Celestial there, because of the mindset I have even before get to this town, get to the north, so that helps us, and we continue. And actually, it cannot be compared with the southern pattern, but we still have to build up ourselves in one way or the other so that we can cope with the environment, even though the environment is somehow hostile to the Christianity, because even in the state itself, Jigawa State does not give room for churches to be built anyhow. Wow. So because of that, some restriction on how churches are being raised there, because you must get your land through residential purpose. So from there, people now convert from residential purpose to place of worship. Wow. Because as Jigawa State is concerned, it's only one church in Jigawa State that is having CFO.
And what's the church?
It's Equa Church. So while every other churches that exist in Jigawa, the land was purchased using individually. Okay. So that person will now convert that land from residential purpose to worship or for worship center.
Wow, thank you very much. And it's nice having you on the show. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Hallelujah. How are you, sir?
Hallelujah. Fine, sir.
Can we meet you?
I'm Benjamin Ajagbe.
All right. How do you see this program, this year's retreat?
Honestly, this year's retreat is very, very interesting. And to me, I've come with greater expectation, and I know God is going to meet me at the point of my needs.
So in terms of the spiritual aspects, times of the games, times of the lectures, what are the differences this year and the previous ones?
For the spiritual aspects, I will say that the one of this year is more better than that of last year. But in the games aspect, they are also cool. But to me, not all the game that I'm interested in.
That's great. And what advice do you think can pass across to other youth?
To other youth out there, they should just try their best to put more strength in everything they do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Right, can we meet you?
My name is Sister Rebecca Asema.
All right, Sister Rebecca, how do you see this year retreat?
It's very, very interesting and a memorable one. Like we thank God this year's one is even sweeter than last year's
previous
one.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been attending even.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. In another way, how have you been coping with this weather, this northern area? Tell us your experience.
You know that, as they said now, God is our protector, so I'm not sure I'm any scared in any way because it's God that directed us to do the retreat. If there is anything, He will still protect us, so there is nothing to be scared about.
Okay. Now let me now come back to the northern questions. For how long have you been in the north?
I was born and brought up here in Kano.
I'm brought up here.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, from which tribe?
Kogi State.
Kogi. Wow. So, what are your experiences? At least your relationship between you and the Northerners. How do you go among them, like with your own tribe, another tribe around here that you find yourself?
The fact that I grew up with them, so I'm not having any difficulty at all.
Language barrier.
Yeah, I do understand their tribe and everything.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. You're welcome.